will be starting all these New Year's resolutions, which is perfectly okay because changing your life for the better is always good, no matter how old you are or who you are. Even though 99.9999% of people will quit their new lives as soon as shit gets tough. Although there is always this one, maybe even less than half of 1% of people who will tough it out and actually change their life. Most people's resolutions consist of either making more money by creating some kind of business or improving their health. I'ma keep it a buck. When you're strong and healthy, you have a million problems, whether real or imaginary, but as soon as you get some goofy disease, you only got one. So it's no wonder people be following these guys' advice.
For the love of God! Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Dudes be swinging their meat, beating it, twisting it, sunning their balls and shit.
Okay, here we are, guys. You guys ask about the butthole sunning.
Because apparently doing what our ancestors did, which by the way was cooking, is a good idea. MFs a million years ago were literally less stupid than these carnivores. By esoteric health craze, I mean a phenomenon in which goofy wellness practices framed as ancient wisdom or biohacks are spread and monetized by influencers despite poor scientific evidence. So in this video I'd like to share some of these truly fascinating characters from the deepest corners of the esoteric department of TikTok and YouTube.
People still think that fiber is necessary for good digestion and healthy poops, but it's been 6 years since I've had a single vegetable or fruit. My chronic bloat from veganism is not only completely gone, but I now only poop once a week instead of twice. And when I do, they're always smooth as butter and scentless.
In between meals, I drank some blood, which impacted from the packaging of the liver.
Nowadays, it isn't enough to wake up early, work out and meditate. Nah, that is in the past. These MFs be adding layers, because now we have the normie self-improvement stuff, like taking cold showers and having a balanced diet, and on the other hand, we got eating raw meat and walking barefoot. Yep, even to the supermarket, which trust me is the least insane stuff you'll see. Although, if I'm not mistaken, many Australians actually walk barefoot like everywhere, so maybe they're onto something. I can understand certain practices like breathwork, which is considered somewhat esoteric, but it's been shown by science that certain breathing techniques do work. For instance, here is a video of a yogi performing a breathing technique that allows him not only to survive for hours in freezing temperatures, but also to dry a wet towel, using only his own body heat. But the only thing these carnivores will achieve is a bad case of 2-meter tapeworms. I think I gotta let them off the hook though, cause there is always a bigger evil. Like being a vegan or one of those Roomba moms. Them yoga sessions be costing hella bread. Why not just stretch normally, dude? Even when it comes to normal self-improvement, in 2022 there was around $30 billion.
Billions. With a B.
Circulating in the self-improvement industry, reading books and buying courses. I agree, some of those books are actually pretty useful, but after a certain point, consuming self-help media becomes a great way to distract yourself from the guilt of not doing all the basic things you know you need to do. Reading another book about a miracle diet or about how to become disciplined isn't going to fix your current diet and ain't gonna increase your discipline stats. But you know what will? Actually becoming disciplined and actually changing your diet, which is achieved by action. MFs who spend half their lives binge eating junk food and watching Netflix all of a sudden want the physique of Kratos from Carnivore but drinking raw milk to optimize their mitochondria pathways or whatever. Brody, you ain't doing even 10 push-ups. Even the reason why some people nowadays can eat some parts of an animal and not get some kind of parasitic worm is because of their ancestors keeping certain traditions alive. For example, in Yakutsk, which is the coldest city on earth located in Russia, people quite often eat raw liver and many other parts of horses and reindeer, and since their ancestors have been doing it for so long that this kind of diet made it to our days, of course their microbiome is going to be able to deal with this kind of food. But if you were born in the Western world with these pre-portioned meals, you know, freaking Nutella at 3 years old and Takis and all this other shit, if all of a sudden you start introducing raw meat and raw milk to your system, especially if you're lactose intolerant, I'ma keep it a buck, you ain't seen your 40s. I remember when I was a kid, I saw a picture of a big ass snake eating an entire buffalo. This is the exact thing that's gonna happen to all these carnivores, man. Seriously, because of all these carnivores, one day or another we're gonna discover a new species of parasitic worms, and it's gonna be the exact picture I saw when I was a kid. It's gonna be like in some comedy film, some dude at school decided not to give his lunch money to the school bully, so when they all pull up for a fist fight, the bully has like 2 more people on his side, and he asks the guy who's about to fight, "So you alone, huh?" Ha, but they ain't know, you there with your 3 buddies, Enterobius, Vermicularius, Stevinia, Solium, and quinella. Alright, that's enough, let's move on. For example, all these MFs want to increase their testosterone. If you have higher testosterone, you will generally be much stronger and healthier with higher test levels as a male, but you won't get these higher test levels by sunning your balls or eating raw liver. You will increase your testosterone levels by working out, by improving your sleep, by doing things that you are afraid to do, because that's when your testosterone production really kicks in. These dudes really be saying, yeah man, you gotta simulate a hunt, like you gotta go to the supermarket at night in minus 20 Celsius to simulate a hunt like our ancestors did. This dude literally don't understand the basics. Ah shit man, my cortisol spiked. No, I'm not going to ascend.
Never wanted chocolate. What you actually did want is raw liver. Why do you play video games? Because you want to hunt. Why do you play football? Because you want to hunt.
Alright, if we are a bit more serious right now, this guy says that all this time you didn't want to play video games. You just wanted to hunt. You didn't want chocolate. What you really wanted is raw liver. Well, honestly, I can agree with this guy on one thing. I, in fact, didn't want to play certain video games, but I had to do it.
Somebody had to do it.
Because I wanted to go into Joel.
Look at the guys, you guys. You never know what another man is going through. These are creating this monster inside of me.
Is it true that meat has vitamin C? It is, but it has trace amounts of vitamin C that will be completely destroyed once it's cooked. Even if you don't cook it and eat it raw, pretty much any cut of meat from any kind of animal will have trace amounts. For you to get your daily dose of vitamin C, you'd have to eat insane amounts. All these people you see online who are trying to sell you these insane diets, carnivore diet, vegan diet, keto, and all this other shit, they are doing it for money, because in reality 99% of people will not be able to follow these diets and will just end up quitting them and binge eating even more unhealthy food. Because as you may have heard, diets don't work, and that's true if we look at statistics. The same thing is for these routines that you see on Insta, waking up extremely early, working out at like 3 AM, fasting. The reason I'm saying this is useless is because unless you have a specific goal that you will be able to achieve by doing these things, not only will you be wasting time, but you will be adding extra steps for you to achieve your goal. Just one example, you are trying to build a YouTube channel, and every single day before you go to school or job, you have 2 hours of free time. Would you rather wake up and immediately sit down behind your desk to write script, make some audio recordings, or edit? Or would you rather wake up, go brush your teeth, take a cold shower, do 100 push-ups, meditate for 20 minutes, and only then sit down behind your desk, because you can most definitely do the second option? People seriously want to listen to these gurus who are earning sometimes millions of dollars from people by telling them what to eat. But they don't care that you may develop some kind of health-related problems because of their suggested diet. I don't agree with that food triangle that we see in schools, like this is genuinely bullshit. I don't want to sound corny, but the best diet is a balanced diet. Low carb, high meat, fruit and veggies. Eating raw meat, drinking all these esoteric potions, walking barefoot, eating freaking reindeer liver is goofing around. Wish you all a happy new year, stop goofing around and get back to work.